Have you ever wondered how some people manage to remain calm and composed while the rest of the world spins in chaos? What if I told you that your ability to calm your mind, especially during pressure, isn't just a gift, but a skill, a habit that can be learned? Elon Musk, one of the busiest minds on the planet, doesn't just rely on intelligence, he relies on clarity. And that clarity is only possible through mastering the art of mental stillness. If you're tired of feeling overwhelmed, if your brain never shuts off, then listen closely because what you're about to hear can reset your entire mental game. In a world overloaded with noise, distraction, and pressure, calm isn't just peaceful, it's powerful. Calm allows you to see clearly, to think deeply, and to make the kinds of decisions that can change your life. Elon Musk isn't just known for building rockets and revolutionizing transportation, he's known for making high-stakes decisions under impossible pressure. So how does he stay centered? And how can you apply those same principles to your own life? Let's start with the first truth. Your mind doesn't calm down on its own. You must direct it. Just like a body needs training, your brain needs guidance. One of the simplest yet most effective strategies Musk uses is compartmentalization. It's the art of dividing your thoughts into clear boxes, only opening the one that matters in the moment. When you allow every worry to compete for attention at once, you overload the system. But when you isolate a problem, your mind zeroes in and the chaos fades. Now, think about how often your brain jumps between emails, notifications, problems, relationships, deadlines. You're constantly switching tabs, just like a browser with 40 open windows. This mental clutter isn't just tiring, it's paralyzing. Musk has publicly stated that when he's overwhelmed, he returns to first principles. He strips the problem to its most basic form. That alone eliminates 80% of the noise. The next strategy: control your inputs. Your mind reacts to what you feed it. If you wake up and immediately scroll through social media, you're hijacking your attention before the day begins. Musk starts his mornings focused. No unnecessary chatter, no reactive behavior. He focuses on what matters most. And if you want a calmer mind, you must protect your attention like it's your most valuable currency, because it is. There's also a massive secret hidden in plain sight: breathing. Not just the unconscious breath that keeps you alive, but intentional, deep breathing. When you slow your breath, you slow your nervous system. And when your nervous system slows, your thoughts follow. Musk has often been spotted taking silent pauses during intense interviews, not because he doesn't have an answer, but because he's controlling the pace. That's not weakness, that's mastery. Let's talk about environment. If you're trying to calm your mind in a storm of noise, you're fighting an uphill battle. Musk famously avoids environments where small talk and gossip dominate. His spaces are clean, minimal, intentional. Your environment reflects your mind, and it also shapes it. Want peace? Design your space to support it. But perhaps the most underrated tool of all is solitude. In a world that fears silence, learn to embrace it. Musk is known for going on long, solitary walks to think, not to escape, but to process. Your brain needs empty space to make connections. Without quiet time, creativity dies. Insight dies, calm dies. So here's the takeaway. Calming your mind isn't about escaping the world, it's about learning to master it. You can train your focus, you can control your inputs, you can slow your breath, you can clear your space, and you can protect your peace. This isn't philosophy, this is practice. This is what the most effective minds do daily, and you can too. Have you ever caught yourself spiraling in your own thoughts, replaying scenarios, worrying about things that haven't even happened? What if I told you that this cycle of overthinking is the exact reason your mind never feels at peace? Here's a truth few people acknowledge. Your mind is not meant to run endlessly like a machine's, meant to operate in balance. And Elon Musk, despite his massive workload and high-stakes decisions, understands this balance better than most. In this chapter, we're diving into how he uses simplicity, structure, and strategic mental habits to shut down chaos before it begins. Elon Musk once said, "You get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of problems you solve." But the unspoken truth is you can't solve anything if your mind is overloaded. Overthinking is a form of mental paralysis. It feels like you're doing something productive, but in reality, you're just running in circles. Musk avoids this trap by employing a technique known as mental filtration. He sifts through data, opinions, and stressors to find what actually matters. You must learn to separate signal from noise. Here's the first strategy you can implement today. Set limits on your thinking time. Musk doesn't allow endless loops of thought. When he faces a decision, he gives himself a time boundary to analyze and then act. You can do the same. Say to yourself, I'm giving this thought 15 minutes, then I move on. The timer creates urgency, and urgency kills endless spirals. Another essential technique is externalization, getting thoughts out of your head and into the physical world. Musk is known for sketching, diagramming, and mapping ideas out. You'd be surprised how much mental clutter disappears once it's written down. Journaling, whiteboarding, even voice memos. These aren't just tools for clarity, they're tools for sanity. Let's go deeper. Do you know what fuels anxiety? Ambiguity. When your goals are vague, your future unclear, and your plans fuzzy, your brain panics. That's why Musk breaks down even the most complex missions like landing rockets or colonizing Mars into clear, actionable pieces. This process is called chunking. You can apply it to anything. Overwhelmed by your future? Break it down into your next 3 steps. Thinking about 10 years from now is pointless if you don't know what you're doing today. Now, let's talk about energy. Mental calm isn't just about mindset, it's about biology. Elon Musk isn't just smart or strategic with his energy, he doesn't waste it on low-return activities. That includes useless arguments, shallow conversations, or reactive behavior. He conserves his energy for meaningful decisions. If your mind feels chaotic, ask yourself, where is my energy leaking? Plug those leaks. Unfollow, unsubscribe, disconnect, and delete what doesn't serve your peace. Another overlooked weapon for mental clarity is routine. Elon structures his day around deep focus blocks, not multitasking, not reacting. Just one thing, done well. Every time you switch tasks, your brain loses momentum. But when you stay on one track, your mind naturally relaxes, it no longer has to juggle. You're giving your brain what it craves, simplicity. Now, let's address your environment again, because the truth is, you cannot heal in the same environment that makes you sick. Look around. Your physical surroundings are either triggering stress or inviting peace. Musk keeps a minimal, tech-focused workspace. Why? Because fewer distractions mean fewer interruptions, and fewer interruptions mean a calmer, more productive mind. And then there's acceptance. Musk is a realist. He doesn't waste energy resisting reality, he adapts. If something goes wrong, he doesn't collapse, he adjusts. If the plan fails, he builds a new one. That kind of mental flexibility doesn't come from fear, it comes from calm. You have to teach yourself to stop expecting perfection and start expecting growth. So, what's the ultimate lesson here? If you want peace, stop chasing control over everything. Instead, control your response. Control your time, your focus, your space, your energy. These are your real levers of power. Elon Musk mastered them not because he's emotionless, but because he knows emotional discipline leads to mental freedom. The chaos around you will never fully disappear, but your ability to remain calm while everything else storms can become your greatest advantage. Practice it, protect it, prioritize it. Because in a noisy world, a quiet mind is not just rare, it's unstoppable. There's a moment, quiet, brief, and often ignored, that separates panic from control. It's the moment right before you react. In that split second, you can either feed the chaos or take command. Elon Musk has faced situations most of us can't even imagine: rockets exploding, billion-dollar deals on the line, entire companies at risk of collapse, and yet he doesn't flinch. Why? Because he's trained himself to pause before responding. That pause is where power lives, and if you want to calm your mind, that's where your training must begin. Most people live in reaction mode. A message pops up, they reply. A problem appears, they panic. A comment is made, they defend. But this is exactly how your mental stability is stolen from you, on impulsive reaction at a time. Musk doesn't operate like that. He moves from principle, not emotion. And you can too. Starting with this powerful shift, move from reaction to reflection. Imagine this. Instead of responding instantly, you breathe. You sit with the discomfort. You let the feeling rise, peak, and pass. This doesn't mean you don't act. It means you act with clarity, not confusion. Musk is a master of this kind of delay. During press conferences, shareholder calls, or technical briefings, he often takes long pauses before speaking. It's not hesitation, it's calculation. And behind that silence is a storm being managed with surgical precision. Let's get practical. The next time something frustrates you, try this method. Observe, don't absorb. Take one step back mentally and watch what's happening. Say to yourself, this isn't mates a moment, it will pass. That space between the stimulus and your response is where calm is created. The more you practice this, the more you separate your identity from your emotions. You are not the anger. You are not the stress. You are the one witnessing it. This is how Musk maintains control in the middle of pressure. He doesn't let every emotion dictate his next move. He acknowledges it, processes it, and then chooses. That's emotional maturity. That's how calm minds think. But let's go deeper. What causes your mind to spiral in the first place? The answer is simple: lack of focus. When your attention is scattered, your emotions dominate. Musk removes this risk by committing to deep work. He's famous for his intense work ethic, but the real secret isn't the hours, it's the focus within those hours. No distractions, no switching tasks. One problem, one solution, one mental track. That kind of immersion kills anxiety. Why? Because the brain doesn't have space to wander. It's fully engaged. You can recreate this in your own life through a concept called attention anchoring. Choose one meaningful task. Set a timer, remove all interruptions, focus with full intensity. When your brain tries to wander, gently bring it back. Do this repeatedly, and you'll build mental muscle. Calm isn't just an emotion, it's a result of mental discipline. Here's another practice Musk uses: zooming out. When overwhelmed, he steps back and looks at the larger picture. Whether it's Tesla's future, a rocket launch, or humanity's survival, he asks, what actually matters in the long run? You can do the same. Will this issue matter next week? Next year? Often, what feels urgent is just noise, and noise loses power when you take the long view. Let's also talk about emotional triggers. Your mind can't be calm if it's constantly triggered by every opinion, every post, every slight. Musk is criticized constantly online, in the media, even by experts. But he doesn't respond to every attack. Why? Because he's not in the business of pleasing everyone, he's in the business of building. And so should you be. Let go of the need to prove. Let go of the urge to fight every battle. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Lastly, remember this. Calm is not passive, it's active. It's not something you stumble into, it's something you create. Through awareness, through restraint, through strategy. Elon Musk's greatest edge isn't just innovation, it's clarity under fire. And you don't need to build rockets to learn that. You just need to slow down, observe, and act from intention, not impulse. In a world that moves too fast and shouts too loud, a calm mind becomes your superpower. Own it, train it, and watch your entire life shift from chaos to control. What if I told you the reason your mind feels overwhelmed isn't because of how much you're doing, but because of how little you're finishing? You see, mental chaos often comes not from action, but from incomplete action. Open loops, half-done tasks, decisions you've been avoiding. These pile up silently in the background of your mind like dozens of tabs open on a browser, draining your focus, your energy, and your peace. Elon Musk doesn't allow open loops to linger, closes them fast. And that one discipline is a cornerstone of how he keeps his mind clear in the middle of a storm. Let's start here. Every task you leave unfinished occupies space in your mental RAM. Whether it's a message you haven't replied to, a conversation you're avoiding, or a problem you haven't solved, your subconscious holds onto it. And the more you accumulate, the heavier your mind becomes. Musk tackles this problem by applying a rule that anyone can implement. Do it now, or schedule it with intention. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, he acts on it immediately. If it's bigger, it goes into a structured system. Not a vague, I'll get to it, but a precise slot in time. That's not just productivity, it's mental hygiene. You can't calm a mind that's haunted by unfinished work. Here's something powerful. Closure brings clarity. Every time you close a loop, you regain mental bandwidth. You lighten the load. Musk once said that the path to progress is through rigorous self-discipline. That includes the discipline to finish what you start. So take a look at your to-do list though. Many things are half done. How many are just lingering, stealing your peace without permission? Now, let's talk about the myth of multitasking. Most people believe they can juggle multiple things at once, but science and Musk's own routines disagree. Multitasking doesn't make you efficient, it makes you fragmented. Musk blocks his time in strict, focused intervals. Emails don't mix with meetings. Deep thinking doesn't mix with shallow tasks. Every hour has a purpose. And because of that, his mind stays sharp and calm. You can do the same. Create clear divisions in your day, decide what each hour is for, and protect it. When your schedule is chaotic, your mind follows. But when your day is intentional, your thoughts become streamlined and stress disappears. Now, let's go even deeper. A huge reason for mental unrest is indecision, the fear of making the wrong choice, so we sit in limbo. But Musk knows that inaction is often worse than a wrong decision. At least a wrong decision teaches you something. So instead of agonizing, he applies first principles thinking. He strips the problem down to its basic truths, then builds up from there. No assumptions, no fluff, just logic. That clarity kills anxiety. If you want to apply this, here's how. Ask yourself, what are the actual facts? Not opinions, not fears, just facts. Then ask, what do I control? And finally, what's the next best move? One small action is more powerful than 1,000 anxious thoughts. Elon Musk doesn't overthink. He acts, assesses, and adjusts. That's how progress is made. That's how peace is maintained. Another powerful technique, batching your stress. Don't let small worries leak into every hour of your day. Set a time to process them. Write them out. Sit with them. Give them their moment, then move on. Musk doesn't let anxiety spill into his entire workflow. When there's a problem, he addresses it head on, then he isolates it. You can do the same. You don't have to carry your worries 24/7. Let's also talk about boundaries. A calm mind needs protection. If everyone has instant access to you, your attention gets hijacked over and over again. Musk isn't on every call. He's not replying to every email. He prioritizes impact. You should too. Say no more often. Turn off notifications. Block out thinking time. Protect your peace like it's your greatest asset, because it is. And finally, understand this. Calm isn't the absence of responsibility. It's the result of managing it well. Elon Musk's life is filled with pressure deadlines, public scrutiny, risk. But through structure, strategy, and brutal clarity, he's built a mind that operates in the eye of the storm. You don't need less to feel calm. You need better systems, stronger boundaries, completed tasks, clear direction. You need to stop leaking energy and start owning your day. Because once you take control of what's unfinished, you'll finally feel the power of a mind at rest. Why do some people thrive under pressure while others crumble? What allows someone like Elon Musk to juggle SpaceX launches, Tesla innovation, AI ventures, and public criticism without mentally collapsing? It's not luck, and it's not superhuman strength. It comes down to one crucial principle: mental resilience built through recovery. Most people grind until they burn out. Musk, on the other hand, resets his mind with precision. Because calm doesn't come from pushing harder, comes from knowing when to pull back. Let's start with a truth we often ignore. Your brain, like your body, has a limit. Just as a muscle needs rest after exertion, your mind needs time to decompress, process, and reset. Elon Musk might be famous for working 80 out of 1-hour weeks, but what most people miss is how he structures recovery into his system. Strategic breaks, isolated reflection, quiet moments to process the noise. Without these, even the sharpest mind breaks down. One of Musk's key strategies is what we'll call intelligent disengagement. After hours of engineering, strategy meetings, or intense problem solving, he removes himself. Whether it's spending time with his kids, reading sci-fi, or taking quiet solo walks, she pulls his brain out of high-stakes mode. Not to escape, but to reset. And here's what you need to understand. Stepping away isn't quitting, it's reloading. If you feel constantly overwhelmed, ask yourself, when was the last time you gave your brain space without guilt? Not scrolling, not numbing, but real, intentional recovery. That's what Musk does. And that's how he maintains clarity, even when the pressure's relentless. Let's get practical. One of the fastest ways to calm your mind is through active rest. This isn't laying on the couch while overthinking. This is engaging your body in simple, mindful activity. Walks, showers, cooking, cleaning. These give your brain a break from decision-making and let subconscious processing do the heavy lifting. Musk often makes key decisions after moments like these knot in the chaos. But after the pause, another key strategy? Digital boundaries. Elon Musk may be active on X, formerly Twitter, but he's also very selective. You don't see him constantly reacting, posting, or consuming. Why? Because every click is a withdrawal from your mental bank. He knows his attention is finite, so he protects it. You should too. Turn off the noise, set time blocks for technology. Give your mind time to just breathe. But recovery isn't just about race, it's about reflection. Musk is obsessed with feedback, not just from others, but from himself. After major events, he analyzes what went wrong, what worked, what needs to improve. This post-action reflection is crucial for calm because it removes emotional residue. Most people carry stress from unresolved experiences. Musk processes it, learns, and moves on. No lingering guilt, no mental leftovers. Here's something powerful. Routine creates rhythm. Elon's life may seem chaotic from the outside, but internally, he follows a system. His days are chunked into 5-minute blocks. Meetings are short. Focus time is protected. Even his sleep, once neglected, has become a priority. Why? Because without sleep, your emotional regulation collapses. You become reactive, foggy, unstable. Want to calm your mind? Start by respecting your body's basic needs: sleep, nutrition, movement. Let's address another tool in Musk's mental arsenal: future orientation. In the darkest moments when rockets explode, companies face bankruptcy, or plans fail, he doesn't dwell in the failure. He shifts focus to what's next. That mental pivot is what preserves his calm. You can apply this too. When you feel stuck, shift your mind forward. Ask, what does the future require from me? That question pulls you out of anxiety and into vision. And here's something you probably didn't expect: laughing and lightness. Even in intense meetings, Musk often cracks jokes or brings humor into the room. This isn't immaturity, it's intentional relief. Laughter disrupts tension. It resets the nervous system. A calm mind doesn't have to be serious all the time. Sometimes, lightness is the medicine you need most. So, what's the big picture? Calm isn't built in the moment of chaos, it's built in the moments before. In the way you rest, the way you reflect, the way you reset. Elon Musk didn't become unshakable by working non-stop. He became unshakable by recovering with intention. Train your recovery like you train your work. Build in silence. Protect your sleep. Move your body. Reflect on failure. Reconnect with joy. These aren't luxuries, they're non-negotiables. Because a clear mind isn't a gift, it's a system. And if you build it, you'll never have to fear the storm again. Have you ever tried to calm your mind in the middle of chaos and failed? You close your eyes, you breathe deeply, you tell yourself to relax. But inside, your thoughts are screaming louder than ever. Why? Because calming the mind doesn't begin in the storm, it begins before it. Elon Musk understands this better than anyone. His ability to stay grounded during billion-dollar decisions, engineering setbacks, and global scrutiny is not magic. It's the result of internal systems he's refined over decades. And one of the most underrated yet powerful systems is this: internal narrative control. Let's break it down. The stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you're facing, what might happen shape your reality. If your internal voice is chaotic, fearful, or reactive, your mind will mirror that chaos. Elon Musk doesn't just manage external problem, she manages his inner story. He chooses a narrative of logic over fear, curiosity over worry, solution over panic. Ask yourself this: what do you say to yourself when things go wrong? Do you spiral, blame yourself, dwell on the worst-case scenario? That's not just negative thinking, it's a destructive pattern that fuels anxiety. Musk's mindset is wired for solution building, not fear feeding. And that's where real calm begins, in the voice no one else hears. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is conscious self-talk. When stress hits, don't let the automatic panic take over. Interrupt it. Ask, what's the actual problem? What do I control right now? What can I build from this? These questions break the loop of helplessness and re-engage your thinking mind. Elon Musk does this constantly, directing mental energy from fear to engineering, from emotion to execution. Let's talk about focus redirection. Your brain follows your focus. If you constantly zoom in on what's going wrong, your nervous system stays activated. But when you shift attention toward what's working, or even just what's possible, your mind relaxes. This isn't denial, it's design. Musk focuses on what's next event in failure. SpaceX's rocket explosions didn't derail him emotionally because he framed them as data, not defeat. You can do the same. Change your lens, and your mind will follow. Now let's bring in a game changer, visualization with logic. Musk doesn't just imagine success, he breaks it into tangible steps. While most people dream vaguely, he envisions specifically. Not just, we'll reach Mars, but here's the propulsion sequence, the payload problem, the refueling strategy. This kind of visualization calms the mind because it moves you from fantasy to framework. You can try this too. Visualize the outcome you want, then reverse engineer it. What's step one? What's a small action you can take today? Once your mind sees a path, it stops panicking. Because fear thrives in uncertainty but dies in clarity. Another critical piece of Musk's calm is detachment from ego. This might surprise you given his fame, but Musk has repeatedly shown he doesn't fear looking foolish. He doesn't attach his identity to being right all the time. He focuses on truth, not pride. That's why he invites criticism, that's why he adjusts quickly, and that's why he doesn't mentally collapse when something fails, because his worth isn't tied to perfection. When you learn to detach your identity from outcomes, your mind becomes much harder to shake. You stop fearing failure and start using it. And that shift, that separation of you from your results, is a key to lasting calm. Let's also touch on emotional agility. Musk is known for keeping his emotions in check during high-pressure moments, but that doesn't mean he suppresses them. It means he processes them strategically. You don't need to be emotionless to stay calm, you need to be emotionally fluent. Understand what you're feeling, name it, and then decide how to respond not from the feeling, but through it. And finally, one of the most radical but vital shifts, trust in your ability to adapt. Musk takes on the impossible not because it's safe, but because he believes in his ability to figure things out along the way. That trust is a calming force. When you know you'll adjust, you don't need everything to be perfect. You don't need every answer now. You just need to begin. The mind calms when the fear of failure is replaced with the confidence of growth. So, what's the truth? A calm mind is not the result of silence. It's the result of internal mastery. The way you speak to yourself, the way you frame your experience, the way you focus, the stories you believe. Elon Musk's external power begins with this inner control. And the good news? It's trainable. You can change your inner narrative. You can learn to calm your mind, not just in quiet rooms, but in the middle of life's loudest moments. Because in the end, calm isn't the absence of chaos. It's being the one who stays steady in the middle of it. There's a dangerous lie we've been sold. That calmness comes when everything around us is perfect. When the to-do list is empty, when the bills are paid, when people finally behave the way we want. But here's the truth. Elon Musk understands deeply external order will never bring lasting inner peace. Why? Because the world is unpredictable. Chaos is a constant. And if your peace depends on everything going right, you'll never be calm for more than a moment. So what's the alternative? You build peace from the inside out. You build it the way Musk builds rockets, with systems, with clarity, with intention. Because mental calm isn't a destination, it's a discipline. Let's begin with a tool Musk uses constantly: mental isolation of problems. When facing a crisis, Musk doesn't let it infect his entire mindset. He isolates it. He doesn't say, everything is falling apart. He says, this part isn't working, let's fix it. That shift may seem small, but it's everything. It prevents emotional contamination. You can feel overwhelmed by one problem, but still have clarity in every other area of your life. Practice this. When stress hits, ask yourself, where exactly is the problem? Get surgical. Don't let one issue cast a shadow over everything else. Separate the issue, contain it, then solve it. That's how engineers think. That's how Musk thinks. And that's how you start to control your inner world. Another principle: let reality be what it is, not what you wish it were. Musk is a visionary. Yes, but he doesn't pretend things are better than they are. When things go wrong, he confronts it head on. He doesn't sugarcoat. he gathers facts, he adapts. This kind of radical realism is what keeps his mind calm in the storm, because the fastest way to create anxiety is to resist reality. You do this Toan, you say, this shouldn't be happening. It's not fair. Why me? But peace begins when you shift to, this is happening. Now what? That single shift from resistance to responsibility is a cornerstone of mental mastery. Now, let's talk about your energy environment. Musk surrounds himself with builders, not complainers, doers, not distractors. Why? Because energy is contagious. If you're around panic, you absorb it. If you're around clarity, you start to reflect it. One of the fastest ways to calm your mind is to change your environment or upgrade your standards. Who you listen to matters. What you allow into your mental space matters. Don't underestimate this. Your mind is constantly shaped by inputs. News, social media, gossip, drama, all of it adds mental weight. Musk doesn't let garbage into his head. He filters aggressively. You must do the same. Audit your mental diet. Unfollow, unsubscribe, unlisten. Peace isn't just built by adding calm, it's built by removing noise. Let's go deeper. Another strategy Musk uses is obsessive clarity on purpose. He knows why he's doing what he's doing. Colonizing Mars isn't just a cool idea, it's tied to a deep belief about humanity's future. That clarity allows him to endure pain, chaos, and criticism without falling apart. Because when your why is strong, your mind has something stronger than fear to hold on to. Ask yourself this: why does my work, my growth, my peace actually matter? Get specific. Because when your life is anchored to purpose, panic loses its grip. And here's something unexpected. Musk embraces structured discomfort. He doesn't avoid stress trains for it. Whether it's sleeping on a couch at the Tesla factory or putting himself through brutal engineering challenges, he's building resilience. Calm doesn't come from avoiding pressure, it comes from voluntarily stepping into it and mastering it. You become unshakable by facing hard things in your own terms. Start small: cold showers, tough workouts, uncomfortable conversations. These teach your nervous system, I can handle this. And the more you prove it to yourself, the calmer you become, not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. Finally, understand this. Calm doesn't mean passive. It means centered, grounded, directed. Musk isn't calm because he's indifferent. Calm because he's prepared. His mind is organized. His inputs are controlled. His reactions are measured. And all of that is built day by day, habit by habit. So if you want real calm, not the fragile kind that breaks under pressure, but the deep, powerful kind that thrives in it, here's what you do. Confront reality. Isolate problems, filter your inputs, anchor to purpose, embrace discomfort, train your focus, control your reaction, because the world won't get calmer. But you can, and when you do, you'll stop waiting for peace and start bringing it with you. How do you calm your mind when your future feels uncertain? When you're not just battling daily stress, but also the weight of everything that might go wrong? That unknown can be paralyzing. Most people try to silence it with distractions. They scroll, binge, escape. But Elon Musk takes a different approach. He doesn't run from uncertainty, studies it, dissects it, and uses it to fuel clarity. Because the truth is, the more uncertain your path, the more powerful your strategy must become. And calm doesn't come from knowing the future, it comes from trusting your ability to navigate it. Let's begin here. Musk operates at the edge of the unknown, colonizing Mars, creating AI interfaces, restructuring global energy systems. He's constantly walking into territory no one has explored before. That kind of mission demands an extraordinary mental framework, one that doesn't collapse under what-ifs, but converts them into action. You can apply this same mindset. The first tool? Turn fear into questions. Instead of, what if everything goes wrong? Ask, what would I do if it did? This flips your brain from fear mode into problem-solving mode. Your anxiety is trying to protect you, but it can't do that without direction. Elon doesn't waste energy on vague fear. He clarifies the threat, then builds a plan around it. Next, Musk relies heavily on scenario simulation. When facing the unknown, he runs mental models. If X happens, we'll do Y. He maps possibilities before they happen, not to predict the future, but to build mental flexibility. That's key, because the more flexible you're thinking, the calmer your reactions. You stop fearing the unknown because you've already met it in your mind. Try this. Spend 10 minutes imagining the worst-case scenario of what you're afraid of. Then write out 3 possible responses. Your brain will calm not because the problem disappears, but because now it sees a way through. That's real power. Now let's talk about control. Elon Musk is obsessed with focusing only on what he can influence. He doesn't waste time wishing governments, markets, or critics would behave differently. He zooms in on his sphere of control: his thinking, his team, his execution. That's a vital key to mental peace, because the moment you try to control what's outside your reach, your mind spirals. If you want calm, draw a line around what you control and pour all your energy inside that circle. Your routine, your reactions, your preparation, your learning. Everything else, let it go. There's another powerful strategy Musk uses when chaos strikes: data over drama. When a rocket explodes, he doesn't panic. He studies the cause. His first question isn't, "Why did this happen to me?" It's, "What do the numbers say?" This shift from emotion to evidence grounds the mind. You can do the same. When anxiety hits, find data. Ground your fear in facts, numbers, reality, truth. Drama fuels panic. Data fuels direction. But there's a deeper layer. Musk isn't emotionally attached to being committed to getting it right. That distinction is critical. Most people resist uncertainty because they want to feel certain now. But Musk accepts that clarity often comes after action. He experiments, he fails, he iterates. That gives him peace, because he's not chasing perfection, he's chasing progress. Adopt that mindset. Act, observe, adjust. Don't wait to feel 100% ready. Calm comes not from knowing everything, but from trusting that you'll adapt as you go. Let's also address pace. When the future is uncertain, people tend to panic and rush. But Musk doesn't speed up under pressure. He slows down. He takes longer pauses. He checks numbers. He gives himself space to think. That's counterintuitive, but it works. Because when you rush, you skip logic. When you slow down, you access wisdom. Try this. In your next moment of overwhelm, physically slow your body. Lower your voice. Take deeper breaths. Move with intention. You're telling your nervous system, we are safe. We are thinking. We are in control. That's how calm becomes your baseline, not your reward. Finally, there's one truth that holds it all together. You don't need to control the future. You just need to prepare for it with clarity, courage, and calm. Elon Musk doesn't have a guaranteed outcome. He faces setbacks. He receives criticism. He walks through unknown after unknown, but he's built a mind that moves forward anyway. A mind that uses fear, but doesn't obey it. And you can do the same, because in the end, the calmest people aren't those with the fewest problems. They're the ones who've trained their minds to lead even when the path is unclear. Chapter 9. Have you ever noticed how your mind races the loudest when the world finally goes quiet? It's in those late night hours, when the notifications stop and the noise dies down, that your thoughts suddenly shout the loudest. This isn't a coincidence, it's a sign. A sign that your mind doesn't need more distraction. It needs discipline. Elon Musk knows this well. His ability to stay mentally composed isn't a product of luck or genius. It's built on strategic mental self-regulation. If you want to calm your mind like Musk, you have to train it like a muscle. And this training begins with a powerful idea. Your thoughts are not facts. Most people treat every internal whisper like a command. I'm failing. It's hopeless. What if I can't handle this? These are not truths, they're just thoughts. But if you believe them, they become your reality. Musk approaches his mind like he does engineering, with skepticism. He doesn't believe every assumption. He tests it, breaks it, rebuilds it. You must learn to question your thinking the same way. When you feel overwhelmed, ask, is this thought helpful? Is it accurate? Is it mine? Or did I absorb it from fear, media, or comparison? Just that brief pause can disarm the chaos. Another technique Musk uses is reduction to first principles, not just in physics, but in thought. When he's tackling a problem, he strips away assumptions and asks, what do I know to be absolutely true? You can do this with stress. If your mind says, I'll never succeed, stop and reduce it. What's the real truth? Maybe it's, I haven't succeeded yet, but I'm learning. That clarity cuts the noise. Let's talk about another mental trap: comparison. Elon Musk doesn't compare his timeline to others. He's not trying to outpace Jeff Bezos or beat NASA's record for launches. His focus is on mission, not competition. That's crucial, because nothing destroys calm faster than trying to measure your path by someone else's progress. You must train your mind to separate inspiration from comparison. Let others' success inform you, not intimidate you. Build your own scorecard. What did you improve this week? What fear did you confront? What skill did you sharpen? That's where calm is found in your own alignment, not someone else's highlight reel. Musk also manages his mind through controlled input. His environment is designed for focus, minimal meetings, no fluff, direct access to data. You must do the same with your mental diet. Most people let chaos into their minds through screens. They scroll through panic, outrage, and highlight reels and wonder why their thoughts spiral. Be ruthless about what enters your mental space. Curate your feed. Limit reactive content. Start your day, not with news, but with intent. Your morning sets the tone for your mind. Instead of grabbing your phone, try sitting stilton, deep breaths, eyes closed, no agenda. That silence isn't empty. It's fuel. It tells your brain, we are in control. We are calm. We choose the tone of today. There's another secret. Musk protects his decision-making energy. He doesn't waste brain power on trivial choices. You'll often see him wear the same style of clothes or automate small routines. Why? Because every decision costs mental energy. And the more clutter in your brain, the less room for clarity. You can do the same. Simplify where you can. Create default choices. Batch small tasks. Reserve your peak brain power for what matters most: solving, thinking, growing. This builds a mind that's not just calm, but clear. But here's the final and most important practice. Musk understands that emotions are signals, not stop signs. He doesn't avoid discomfort, he investigates it. If he feels fear or stress, he asks, what is this emotion trying to tell me? That kind of self-inquiry is the mark of true mental strength. So when your anxiety flares, don't suppress it. Study it. Where is it coming from? What's the real need beneath it? Often, anxiety is just your mind alerting you to an unmet value. Maybe you need more structure, more rest, more courage. When you decode the message, you can respond with power. Remember, calm isn't a place you escape to. It's a habit you build. Elon Musk didn't wake up with a quiet mind. He trained it with questions, with structure, with deliberate focus. You can too. Your thoughts are not the enemy. Your lack of training is. Once you learn to guide your mind instead of obey it, chaos turns into clarity. Because the calmest people in the world aren't those with perfect lives, they're those who've taken command of their inner world. What if I told you that calm isn't the absence of pressure, but the ability to function powerfully in spite of it? That the most successful minds in history didn't avoid stress, they outperformed through it. Elon Musk is living proof. Between running multiple billion-dollar companies, navigating public scrutiny, and chasing interplanetary dreams, he still maintains laser-sharp mental clarity. How? It's not luck. It's not magic. It's discipline, systems, and a set of simple yet profound strategies to calm the mind, especially when it matters most. This is the final chapter, and it's the most important one because this is where it all comes together. First, you must realize this. You are not your feelings. You experience anxiety, but you are not anxiety. You feel overwhelmed, but that's not your identity. Musk knows how to create separation between emotional reaction and intentional action. When a launch fails, or when criticism floods in, he doesn't spiral. He pauses, he processes, then he proceeds. You need a similar emotional firewall, something I call the response gap. It's the space between stimulus and reaction. Most people shrink it to zero. Musk expands it. When something upsets him, he doesn't immediately react. He asks, what is this really about? What are the facts? What's the next best move? Practice this gap. It's your calm zone. When bad news hits, don't yell, don't scroll, don't spiral, pause, breathe, get curious. That moment of control becomes a lifetime of resilience. Now let's revisit a powerful strategy Elon often employs. Focus on what you can control. It sounds simple, but it's profound. Most mental chaos comes from obsession with uncontrollables, what others think, how the market moves, what might go wrong tomorrow. Musk doesn't waste mental energy on the unpredictable. He zooms in on what can be engineered, improved, or optimized today. So ask yourself, what's in your hands right now? What action can you take this hour? The calmer mind is always rooted in present control, not future panic. Another tool in Musk's mindset arsenal is vision anchoring. When things get turbulent, he doesn't drift. He returns to why he started. His North Star isn't quarterly profits, it's building a future worth living in. That's not a distraction, it's a stabilizer. It reminds him that today's noise is small compared to the mission. You must do the same. What's your why? Your real reason? Write it down. Memorize it. Let it be the anchor that keeps you from drifting in emotional storms. Because a person with no vision is easily shaken. But someone on a mission? Unstoppable even in chaos. Let's not forget the power of rituals. Musk doesn't just rely on willpower, he builds structure. He follows routines, protects his time, stacks his days with intentional design. Why? Because chaos hates systems and calm thrives in structure. Your mind needs rituals like oxygen, morning routines, focus hours, digital boundaries, sleep, discipline. Don't leave your calm to chance. Architect it. But even Musk admits she's human. He has moments of stress, burnout, frustration. So here's the final, most humanizing strategy of all: self-compassion. Yes, even Elon Musk, with all his iron focus, understands the value of rest and recovery. He doesn't shame himself for struggling. He adjusts, learns, moves forward. You must do the same. Forgive yourself for bad days. Speak to yourself like someone you care about. Mental peace isn't perfection, it's consistency with kindness. Without self-compassion, every stumble feels like failure. With it, every stumble becomes feedback. So what have we learned? We've learned that a calm mind isn't natural, it's built. Through breath, through questions, through boundaries, through vision, through structure, through compassion. We've learned that Elon Musk doesn't stay calm because his life is easy. He stays calm because his systems are strong. His inner world is engineered to handle the pressure of the outer one. And most importantly, we've learned that you can do the same. You don't need a billion-dollar company to build mental clarity. You need commitment, practice, repetition, and above all, belief that no matter what the world throws at you, you have the tools to center yourself, focus your energy, and act from calm instead of chaos. The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. So from this moment forward, stop chasing calm. Create it in your breath, in your choices, in your focus. Because once you master your mind, you master your life. And that is the Elon Musk way.